Welcome to the first official episode of the Pink Corner podcast. My name is Kay Hansen and I'm your host. I know you guys have been enjoying my fight breakdowns and my fight talk, but I'm also going to be on here podcasting, having guests, and I just wanted to deep dive a little bit more on what I plan to do, who I am, and just stuff along those lines. So, like I said, my name is Kay Hansen. I'm assuming you know a little bit about me if you are listening, but for those of you who don't, I am a professional MMA fighter. I'm 24 years old. Born and raised in Southern California, and I still live here. A lot of people have strong feelings about Southern California, whether they love it or hate it. I love it personally. That's all I know, but I think I thrive in a place like this. So, born and raised here in Southern California. I was an athlete almost my whole life. I started playing softball when I was about 9. I took to it pretty well. I worked really hard and I loved what I did. And one thing about me, I feel like that you're going to learn or you're going to hear through my podcast is I'm a very passionate person, whether it's something like my sport or my career that I do now, or cooking, or, you know, my past softball career. I'm always a very passionate person, and I always have been. I'm not a very mellow person when it comes to how I feel. So I have very strong emotions and I'm a very passionate person. So that's just a little fun fact about me. But I played softball starting from I was about 9 years old, and I took to it pretty well, and I played very competitively. My plan was to go to college and play softball, and I played until I was about 16 until I stepped onto the mats. Funny enough, my family actually watched UFC pay-per-views growing up. I remember going to family friends parties, and I was really young, but we would watch Chuck Liddell and GSP, T. Ward, all these big, huge names. And I remember thinking how dumb it was. I was like, we come all the time to watch these grown men just punch each other in the face. And then here I am. So what kind of changed that perspective for me was watching women fight. When my family used to go and watch all these fights, obviously it was men and it was legends and it was great. But for me as a little girl, I was like, this is dumb. But when I saw Ronda Rousey make her appearance in the UFC, and then after that I kind of went down a rabbit hole of women fighting and that whole process, I guess. I was obsessed right away. I remember it was her fight, I think it was versus Betch Kohea, where I was like, that's it, I'm doing this. I'm less than a month later I was in a gym, and no one's been able to get me out of the gym since. I've been obsessed. I don't really take time off. I love the sport. Sometimes I feel like that gets the better of me, but I'm a very passionate person and I love what I do. So started training at 16 years old. I went professional at 18. I had my pro debut with Invicta. Got called up to the UFC at 20, and now I'm 24. So I have a long career ahead of me, but that's just kind of a little background on how I got into training and my athletic background, I guess. I'm the oldest of 4 girls. I have 3 little sisters. So they don't really train. They used to train, but they don't really follow my footsteps. They're kind of going their own ways. So that's cool. I don't think it's for everybody, and it's a tough sport, especially when you get to the top and it's really competitive. And it's more than a sport. It's kind of a lifestyle, and you have to adapt accordingly. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. As far as where the Pink Corner podcast is heading and my goals and thoughts for the Pink Corner podcast. Obviously, since I have a career and my world has been the fight world since I was, 16, a lot of my guests or my topics are going to be MMA related or related to my life, which is a big portion of it is MMA. But I do want to expand, and I just feel like career-wise and life-wise, even outside of the MMA world, I have been fortunate enough to come across so many very unique and amazing people who also have unique and amazing stories. And I just want to share them. I want to give that a platform, and I'm excited to grow this platform and share more about myself and more about these people in my life, and even maybe people that I don't know that I know have good stories and that I would like to know more. So I have a lot of people in mind. I'm getting into contact with a lot of people, a lot of big things coming. So I'm very excited. But another thing I wanted to do through this podcast is kind of showcase me and my personality. I feel like it's really hard on Instagram or just to see a picture and think you know that person, or to watch me fight and think you know me. So I really just want to showcase who I am, what I'm passionate about, my knowledge behind certain things, or my thoughts and process behind certain things. And I don't know, I just want you guys to kind of be a fly on the wall in some cool conversations and whatnot. So I'm very excited. And of course, I want to hear what you guys want to hear, you know? So if there's ever any topics or guests or anything that you want me to ever touch on, I'm very receptive. I like communicating back and forth, and let me know, comment, share, you know, I'm a very open book, and I'm very excited to kind of embark on this new journey. No, I'm still fighting. I get that question a lot. I'm still fighting 100%. I have a few opportunities that I have agreed to that I'm waiting on the other end to kind of tie up. So I'm just waiting on confirmation on that. But I'm still in the gym training every day. I take very little time off, and I'm still very devoted and passionate about what I do in the cage. I'm only 24, like I said, so I have a very bright future ahead of me in the sport. But I'm also just passionate about MMA on this aspect as well, you know, as a fan. So, you know, I like sharing a little bit about that side of my life, and also I will be, you know, covering more of my MMA and my training and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really excited, and this episode is going to be a little shorter than most, but it's kind of like the little pilot introduction episode, and I wanted to kind of introduce myself, and even if you know me, maybe you learned something new, maybe you didn't, but I wanted to kind of explain more about me, my goals for this podcast, and I'm very excited, and I hope you guys are too. I'm going to be trying to put content out, you know, weekly. Make sure you go follow. I have my personal Instagram, Twitter, TikTok pages, but I also have a podcast page for each one. I will link them below, and I have some cool news coming soon. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what you guys want to hear. But other than that, I'm very excited, and I hope you guys are too. And I will talk to you guys soon.